You live in a lie, and you don't even notice it. In the silence of your inner world, there lies a paradox that aches to be acknowledged. You believe that you are yourself, your thoughts, your beliefs, the image you show to the world. Yet this is merely a mask born out of fear of rejection. Carl Gustav Jung called this mask the persona, a role we play to be accepted. The light you project hides a shadow, that part of yourself that you have rejected. You see yourself as a decent person, but what happens to that which doesn't fit this ideal? Anger, envy, selfishness, sexual impulses, weakness. All of it has been pushed aside, as you believe you will become better this way. But as Jung noted, this only serves to reinforce the shadow, that part of the psyche you have hidden. And by casting it into darkness, you open the floodgates to fear and insecurity. It awakens in moments when you lose control, when you lash out at loved ones, when jealousy eats away at your relationships, when you loathe yourself for the hatred you feel. Each time you pretend to be kind while boiling over with rage inside. That is the shadow. Do not try to suppress it. Understand that the more you deny it, the greater its hold becomes. A scene unfolds. He clenches his fists. Silence breaks like ice under the weight of his fear. In tears, a release for everything that's been suppressed. She laughs, but the laughter is bitter. Yes, she understands. Again and again, shattering the quiet. According to Jung, what you repress becomes your fate. This was his moment of recognition. The shadow is not evil. It is the power you have stifled. Within it lies your wildness, decisiveness, sexuality, energy, and true self. But how difficult it can be to accept this, right? Around us, 1,000 deaf ears perpetuate unacknowledged pain. What if you allow yourself to see this shadow? What if in the sweet bitterness of pain lies your true voice? What if that horror, which you desperately try to suppress, is in fact your liberation? We return to the core pain, the second touch. He throws his glass, the sound of shattering glass, shards like revelations, a liberation from bottled feelings. She desperately tries to remember when she last felt joy, not lost in her mask of pretense. Heart thrown into fire. No more hiding. I'm here. I'm ready to be vulnerable. And again, that same pain. Disappointment within. But this time she does not shy away from it. She embraces it, claiming it as part of herself. He stands at the wall, gazing into his reflection, the shadow behind him. Its contours grow clearer, its true form begins to take shape. Tears fill his eyes, brimming with fear and hope. He steps forward, reaches out to touch the shadows, to learn what they will say. In that moment of reaching towards his shadow, he may not yet be whole, but his inner conflict transforms into his freedom. Yes, he is still vulnerable, and that is beautiful. In this vulnerability lies true strength, true freedom. You won't awaken until you pass through the night, Jung said. The night, the darkness, the fear. But it is there, amidst the shadows, that light can be found. It is a long journey, but only by accepting your shadow can you become whole. Recognize it, integrate it, learn to listen and to let go. Does this story end here? Or is it merely a new beginning? And as she looks into the mirror, she suddenly realizes every word she has told herself, every lie she has accepted as truth, it is all merely parts of one story. And in the moment when her shadow finally receives her love, a space is created for authenticity. It is time to breathe freely, unafraid to expose her hurts. Having traversed this night, he leaves behind a smoldering light and walks away. He types, "Embracing the shadow takes steps towards wholeness. I am becoming myself." And she, so strong and pure, smiles inwardly. If this touched something you forgot, subscribe. It's already deeper. The laughter echoes, intertwining with the darkness. Each echo becomes familiar, an invitation to embrace what has been cast aside. As the camera pulls back, We see them both, shadows tinged with light, embarking on their journey, together confronting their deepest fears, transforming the darkness into something beautiful, not as a battle to be fought, but as a dance to be shared. The screen fades to black, yet the voices linger, calling you to listen to your own shadow, to bring it into the light. The paradox of pain and liberation merging into one continual journey, embracing the whole of your being, the final note of wisdom ringing true. As the introspection deepens, a new understanding unfolds. This journey into the self is not merely about facing what we fear, but about reconciling with the parts we have shunned. What lies in the depths of our consciousness is not just darkness. It contains the vibrant hues of our passions, our creativity, and our deepest desires. He finds himself at a crossroads. Each path diverges into the familiar facade of comfort or the painful yet promising embrace of authenticity. Every step into uncharted territory feels daunting, but it's in that uncertainty that he senses a flicker of significance. The journey itself is a mirror. Looking back, he sees not just the person he was, but glimpses the person he could become. She stands in her kitchen, eyes closed, fingers playing with the edge of a worn tablecloth. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee fills the air. It's a mundane moment, yet a storm brews within her. She allows herself to feel, to sit in the discomfort of her discontent. The table suddenly cracks under the weight of her thoughts, fragments of frustration spilling onto the floor. She invites the chaos inside her, permitting it to reside without shame. The flicker of realization sparks. Anger doesn't have to be destructive. It can be a pathway to understanding. With every inhale, she takes in the anger. With every exhale, she releases the guilt. The act becomes a ritual, a dance between acceptance and release. It signifies reclaiming her power. Jung often spoke about the integration of opposites, the necessity of marrying the light and the shadow within us to find harmony. In all chaos, there is a cosmos. In all disorder, a secret order. And here, in the heart of chaos, both of them begin to resonate with their whole selves. Moments of quiet clarity wash over him. Sitting outside at dusk, he watches the sun dip below the horizon, the expanse of the sky painted in reds and purples. The beauty embedded in that transitioning light reflects what has been so often forgotten within. The promise of a new beginning fuels his spirit. What if every ending could birth a new chapter? Perhaps the cycle of loss and rebirth is the very essence of life itself. She walks barefoot on the grass, feeling the earth's coolness. Each step grounds her deeper into this new reality. The vulnerability is disarming yet liberating. She stretches her arms wide, welcoming the world, no longer confined by the bounds of her previous life. It is in this embrace of her physical self that she starts to dance, exuding confidence that comes from a place of love, not from the desire to be perfect. Qualities that once seemed like defects, perhaps too loud, too emotional, transform into assets. Jung highlighted the shadow not merely as a personal burden, but as the treasure that holds the key to self-actualization. Perhaps those traits we fear embracing are the richest soil from which genuine life can grow. Her laughter rings out, echoing into the night. She feels the release from the weight of expectation. She scribbles thoughts in her journal, unfiltered and spontaneous. Each word is an act of rebellion against self-censorship. It's her truth spilled onto the pages. She understands now. When she writes freely, she births new realities into existence. He returns to the mirror, confronting his reflection with newfound clarity. The whispers of guilt fade as he perceives vulnerability as strength. He embraces the spectrum of his emotions, allowing each to coexist. No longer at war with himself, he opens the door to possibility. As he takes a breath, he realizes he can be both fierce and tender, strong and gentle. The landscape of his life changes. He no longer fights against the current, but learns to navigate it. The waters shift, each wave teaching him resilience. He recognizes that to be human is to embrace the contradictions, to hold space for the light and dark in tandem. Together, their journeys converge on a resonant truth. The shadow is not a foe, but a vital ally. Each skirmish faced is an opportunity for growth, an invitation to delve deeper into the psyche's labyrinth. The path forward no longer appears as a rigid road, but as a winding trail filled with signs and wonders, echoing their own internal quests for understanding. So he takes a moment reflecting on the serene chaos that has shaped him. Each tear shed has watered the roots of his authenticity. He watches as the faint glow of hope illuminates the horizon, casting a soft light on the path ahead. He feels the weight of the past lift, merging with the present in a beautiful tapestry of liberation. And then, they embrace a shared commitment. Neither will suppress their true selves again. Their inner landscapes, once fraught with tension and conflict, slowly transform into sanctuaries of acceptance. The release of fear allows room for love. Together, they finally understand that living authentically means embracing all aspects of oneself. It requires courage and compassion, the willingness to dive into the depth of emotions, unearthing the truth buried under layers of denial. This dance with the shadow becomes a celebration of life itself, rich with possibility and profound beauty. As they continue this journey, the realization dawns upon them that true liberation is a continuous process. It's not a single moment of enlightenment, but rather a series of unfolding truths. With each breath, they delve deeper, unearthing layers that both bind and define them. He stands before a sprawling canvas, paintbrush in hand. The colors swirl vividly, echoing his emotions. The rage, the joy, the despair, all pulsating with life. Each stroke is an exorcism. He releases pent-up feelings onto the canvas, allowing the vibrant chaos to take shape. This act of creation becomes a vessel for the complexities of his being, a testament to his evolving self. She watches the transformation unfold, each stroke a fearless declaration. There is beauty in the messiness of life, a raw authenticity that cannot be diminished. The colors blend and clash, forming a landscape that mirrors their journey through shadow. "Here lies the truth of our complexities," she muses, marveling at the space that allows for contradictions to coexist. In embracing this duality, they come to understand that life's richness stems from its imperfections. The paradox of beauty and ugliness can be harmonized within the fabric of their existence. It dawns on them that to truly live is to acknowledge both the light and the dark, integrating them into a coherent self. Amidst this exploration, moments arise that require stillness. Beneath the whir of activity lies a deep reservoir of wisdom. They learn that silence can be powerful, a channel for listening not only to their thoughts, but also to the whispers of their shadows. Sitting in quietude together, they find a shared sense of solace, a pact that no longer isolates them from the deeper aspects of their psyche. In those still moments, the whispers transform into voices, not of judgment or shame, but of encouragement. Their shadows speak with newfound clarity, guiding them towards healing, urging them to face the fears that once held sway. There is a profound sense of grace in yielding to that inner dialogue, allowing it to steer their course forward. Confronting fears becomes an art form in itself. Each challenge is met with curiosity rather than resistance. She remembers a time when fear paralyzed her, dictating her choices and shaping her relationships. Now, she seeks out those fears, embracing them as catalysts for growth. It's as if she can hear them murmur, "We are here to teach you, not to torment you." He joins her in that realization. Fear is a messenger, an invitation to explore uncharted territory. The tremors of anxiety no longer signify weakness. Instead, they illuminate paths untraveled, igniting a sense of adventure. Together, they push past the boundaries that once confined them, spirits buoyed by mutual support. As days blend into nights, their connection deepens. Language emerges in the form of shared experience. The unspoken bond thrives on understanding. They share laughter that echoes off walls of vulnerability, softened by acceptance. They dance not only with joy, but also with the shadows of their past, finding common ground in shared struggles. Joyful moments intertwine with soulful conversations. The laughter of children in a park, the quiet of a sunset shared on a hilltop, the warmth of firelight illuminating faces as they speak of dreams and fears. Each experience becomes a thread woven into the tapestry of their bond, underscoring a shared commitment to authenticity. Slowly, they carve out a sanctuary in their lives, a space where all feelings are welcome, where the gulf between light and dark narrows. They learn to thrive amidst chaos, embracing both the calm and storm in tandem. The beauty of life lies not only in harmony, but also in the symphony of opposites attuned to the rhythm of authenticity. In this evolving landscape, moments of discomfort are fleeting lessons. He learns to sit with discomfort rather than shy away. The sharp pangs of inadequacy signal growth. The ache of unworthiness transforms into gentle nudges toward self-discovery, pushing him toward new frontiers. As days turn into weeks, a profound sense of compassion develops for themselves and each other. They recognize that humanity lies in imperfections, in the tangle of experiences that shape who they are. Love blossoms in this space of acceptance, nurturing desires and fears alike. With renewed strength and bravery, he confronts the world outside. The voice of his shadow, once a whisper of insecurity, morphs into an anthem of empowerment. "You hold power," it declares, invigorating him to embrace the fullness of his journey. He steps forward, marking each day with intention. She gazes at him, pride swelling within her. In witnessing his transformation, she recognizes her journey intertwines with his. Together, they become a force, a testament to the healing power of love and acceptance. And as they face the world together, they realize that the shadows will always be there. But now they walk alongside them, companions rather than foes. The journey into authenticity has no end. It expands infinitely. Each moment is layered with opportunities for growth and connection. By living in alignment with their true selves, they invite others to step into the light, encouraging a shared understanding and breaking the cycle of isolation. Across them, the horizon glimmers with potential. They embark on this odyssey, ready to embrace what lies ahead, unafraid of the shadows that may accompany them. For in the heart of the darkness, they find themselves and each other, the beautiful dichotomy of existence reflected in their journey towards wholeness. As they navigate their path with newfound awareness, the landscape of their inner world begins to shift dramatically. Emotions that once felt insurmountable become familiar companions. Joy blends seamlessly with sorrow, a duality that enriches their narrative. The shadows, once feared, reveal themselves as sources of strength and wisdom, guiding them through life's complexities. Their conversations deepen, woven with threads of honesty that vibrate with resonance. They share their stories not as isolated accounts, but as interlinked experiences, each echoing the other's sentiment, creating a symphony of shared truths. The act of storytelling becomes a sacred ritual, a dance of vulnerability that strengthens their bond. He recalls a painful memory, one he had buried under layers of denial, the day he lost someone dear. The grief had carved deep fissures in his soul, yet opening this chapter now reveals scars of resilience rather than weakness. As he shares, he feels the weight lifting, replaced by an understanding that vulnerability is a strength. This act of sharing transmutes the pain into a testament of survival and growth. She listens attentively, her heart swelling with empathy. What if we did not shy away from the darkness, but instead allowed it to teach us? She suggests, her voice imbued with sincerity. This notion opens a portal to deeper exploration. Together, they dive into the emotional abyss, unearthing not just grief, but the love embedded within it. This realization cements their shared belief that pain can coexist with beauty, forever intertwined. In moments of silence, they reflect on the transformative journey thus far. Each step taken, though fraught with trials, has led them to this juncture of profound understanding. They are not merely surviving, they are thriving. The shadows, once daunting, have reshaped into allies, teaching them of the depths of their humanity. The essence of their connection radiates warmly. They find solace in shared laughter. Playfulness becomes an essential aspect of their healing. They explore whimsical pursuits, dancing wildly in their living room, creating art that defies convention, spending nights under the stars, speaking of dreams both grand and mundane. Through these acts, they invite joy back into their lives, weaving it through the fabric of their existence. In the backdrop of their blossoming relationship, societal expectations loom. The pressure to conform, to wear a particular persona, is palpable. Yet, emboldened by their journey, they become champions of authenticity. They create intentional spaces where societal norms fade, where individuality is celebrated, and where imperfections are not just accepted but adored. They inspire those around them, allowing the light they've cultivated to spill over into others' lives. In moments of questioning, he leans into her presence, grounding himself in her understanding. What if the world saw us not through the lens of perfection, but through the kaleidoscope of our experiences? His voice tinged with a mix of uncertainty and hope. Her response is simple, yet profound. Then, we would dismantle the illusion of what it means to be human. We would allow each scar to narrate its story. Their commitment to this philosophy unlocks a new dimension within. The desire to be seen, to be understood not just as a mosaic of strengths, but as a tapestry of intricate flaws, becomes both a challenge and a liberation. They choose to confront their demons, face their fears, and claim their stories as sacred. In this act of reclaiming narrative, they unearth strength they never knew existed. The energy of this realization pulses through their veins, igniting a fierce passion for living openly. They become emboldened, ready to shed the remnants of their old selves, the masks crafted from insecurity and the personas fabricated for acceptance. As they navigate public spaces, their connection is palpable, a visible manifestation of their inner growth. They embrace spontaneous moments, breaking free from routines that once confined them. Holding hands in the bustling community, they create a bubble of authenticity, radiating warmth and acceptance. When they smile at strangers, it's a silent invitation for others to embrace their own truths. The lightness of being returns, yet with a depth that bears witness to their journeys. Together, they cultivate a sense of adventure that extends beyond their relationship. They explore uncharted territories, attending workshops on self-discovery, engaging in community events that highlight the importance of shared narratives, and participating in creative collaborations that celebrate the power of vulnerability. In the crucible of these experiences, they encounter a diverse array of souls. Each story they hear resonates. Each interaction becomes a vibrant color in their shared masterpiece. They listen intently as others share their struggles, their fears, their journeys of navigating the shadows. It becomes clear that everyone carries a weight, and in this realization, they find common ground. He reflects on their journey with newfound clarity. Our experiences are threads woven into the same tapestry, he notes, understanding that connection is forged through shared struggles. The empathy they cultivate transcends mere compassion. It becomes a profound understanding of the human condition, which encompasses the entirety of existence: joy, sorrow, light, and dark. In their quest for wholeness, they find layers of humanity unfolding continuously. The shadows that have danced alongside them now stand as witnesses to their evolution. Together, they redefine the narrative of what it means to be authentically human, a blend of laughter and tears, triumphs and failures, vulnerabilities and victories. The journey is no longer linear, but a circular exploration of endless growth, expanding endlessly into the horizon.